Hello, everyone, and welcome again to our Fireside Chat series, which is hosted by FLG Partners. I am Laureen DeBuono, the managing partner of FLG, which we believe is the preeminent consulting and interim CFO and board advisory firm in the United States. Today, we are happy to have Jennifer Cho join us for an interview about her financial career, both before and as a partner at FLG. I am delighted to share that recently, Jennifer was unanimously voted in as FLG's next managing partner. She will be succeeding me as of February 1st of next year. Today, Jennifer will share her vision for FLG as the firm's managing partner for the next 3 years. We are so delighted to have her join us today for this fireside chat. So before we begin, let me tell you a little bit about Jennifer and her background. Jennifer joined FLG Partners in 2020 with over 30 years of financial and operational experience in public and private companies. Her leadership spans consumer products, entertainment, digital media, technology, and the investment banking sectors. Having worked alongside Jennifer, I can attest to her proven financial stewardship and integrity, both traits which quickly earn the trust of senior business leaders and also boards and diverse teams. And both of these attributes are critical to her new role as managing partner of FLG. Before joining our firm, Jennifer was EVP and CFO of Otter Media, a digital media company. Her previous roles include Senior VP and CFO at ATT Entertainment, Senior VP and Treasurer of Direct TV, CFO at Gap Brand North America, and Corporate Treasurer of Gap Inc., the big mothership. On a personal note, Jennifer is a triathlete and marathoner. I believe the discipline, passion, and drive to succeed that she displays in her athletic endeavors are exemplified in her work, inspiring those who work for her to do the same. Jennifer attained a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the University of Notre Dame, which, by the way, my dad went to, uh, and she was an academic scholar there. She resides with her family in Manhattan Beach, California. So, welcome, Jennifer. We're delighted to have you as such an integral and successful part of the FLG team, and I'm personally delighted to have you succeed me as managing partner. So, let's begin our conversation. So first, Jennifer, give us a snapshot of how you started in business and corporate America. What are some of the key roles you've had before joining FLG? And then tell us about some of the accomplishments you're most proud of and why.
All right. Before I respond to your question, Lorraine, I would like to first thank you for that kind introduction. I look forward to working with you through this transition to managing partner. Now, let me provide a quick overview of my career journey and highlight some key accomplishments. I began my career in banking. It was a great place to start as I was young and eager to learn. I was willing to work long hours to successfully partner with my clients in various industries, eventually settling on tech and biotech sectors. As you know, banking was a male-dominated industry back then,
Mhm.
and that pushed me to be highly competitive and perhaps more aggressive than I would have liked. Eventually, I got tired of chasing deals, and the job no longer motivated me.
Mhm.
So I transitioned from banking to corporate finance when I joined Gap Inc. Treasury to head their capital markets group. In this role, I was responsible for optimizing the capital structure and maintaining sufficient liquidity for all brands under Gap umbrella. This included Old Navy, Banana Republic, Athleta, and Gap. I still shop at all these brands, by the way.
Me too, me too.
Yeah. I was later promoted to vice president and treasurer when my manager at the time, Sabrina Simmons, was appointed to the CFO role. It was really inspirational to see a women executive I worked so closely with rise to the C-suite level at a Fortune 500 company. While I enjoyed my time in Treasury, I wanted to dive into the business and gain operations and P&L management experience. I kept asking Sabrina for these opportunities until I was finally given a stretch assignment to support Gap's international business. I had the best time doing this job. I was based in London and working with a fantastic team, doubling our market coverage during my tenure there. After this assignment, I was tapped for the CFO role for Gap North America, overseeing a fleet of 750 stores that generated roughly 2.5 billion in revenues. I realized in this role that hitting the revenue, gross margin, and EBITDA targets on a consistent basis in the retail business is extremely challenging as there's so many factors beyond your control.
Absolutely.
Consumers are just fickle when it comes to fashion trends, and external factors are impossible for us to predict. The role taught me to have a great respect for the leaders who manage retail apparel business, as it's difficult to deliver positive same-store comp quarter after quarter.
Hmm.
The Gap CFO job led to other CFO roles in my career for public and privately held companies, including AT&T and Otter Media, as Lauren mentioned earlier. As I look back on my career, there are two major accomplishments I would like to highlight. First, I'm very proud of my role at DirecTV. Shortly after I joined the company in 2014, AT&T offered to acquire DirecTV at a 30% premium,
Mm.
valued at 67 billion. As the head of Corp Dev, I had to evaluate the offer from the shareholders' perspective, which was quite favorable, and I had to work closely with the senior management and the board to get the deal approved. I guess I've done a really good job overseeing this transaction because I was later appointed to head the year-long, man, it was long year. That was a long 1 year integration planning for DirecTV's merger with AT&T.
That kind of job is so, so difficult.
So stressful.
Absolutely.
I led the execution of key deliverables, including day one go-to-market strategies through collaboration, influence, and engagement. This was a tough job because I had to manage senior leaders with huge egos. We're talking big, big egos here.
I can imagine. I can only
Yeah,
imagine.
right. And to cooperate with the executives from the acquiring company. But it was very rewarding as it was a great learning experience for me. Another role I'm proud of is leading the successful restructuring and integration of Otter Media,
Mhm.
which consists of four diverse media companies into a division within Warner Media.
Mm.
It was interesting to manage the transition from a small privately held company to a major public company. I'll give you an example. We had to accelerate the close process from day 20 at Otter to day 2 at Warner
Mm.
Media, which then
That's
had
amazing.
yeah,
Wow.
which then had to
18,
roll up
18 days. Wow.
yeah, 18 days shortening, and then it had to be rolled up to AT&T by day 3. Yes, crazy. As part of this restructuring, I recommended the elimination of my role along with other key senior positions, which delivers significant savings for the company.
It's so interesting because I too, I think two or three times have been head of integration for companies that are being acquired, right? And what's so interesting about them is as CFOs, we all have the same experience being acquired. Your job is the first one that you have to eliminate, right?
Yeah,
It
yep,
always works that way.
yep.
All right. So great experience, Jennifer, and thank you for sharing it with the audience. So to achieve all this success as a woman with also a diverse background in a male-dominated field is truly remarkable. So tell us about the attributes that you believe contributed to your success.
Yeah. Well, I believe I had to work harder than anyone in my team, and I
Hmm.
just deliver on my part to contribute to the firm's success. I also focus on building trust and relationships with internal and external stakeholders, which
Hmm.
was really the key to my success. It helped that I'm outgoing, and as you know, Lauren, I can talk to anyone. Um,
Absolutely.
Leslie, no matter how stressful and challenging the situation, I try to remain calm and confident under pressure. Remember, people are constantly watching you, and they don't, and I try not to let others see them maybe freaking out or having panic attacks. I continue to apply these tactics throughout my career, and it really has served me well.
The thing that most resonated when you spoke about these attributes are having to sometimes really work harder and be better than a lot of your, to be honest, male partners or colleagues at work. I've had that same experience over the years, and it's tough, but you've certainly been so successful at being able to handle all of that. So great stuff here and learning for our audience. So now let's shift to why you came to FLG Partners in 2020 and what your primary focus has been with us.
Yeah. Well, after Otter Media, I thought I was done with corporate America for good, as I worked tirelessly my entire adult life and have achieved my financial goals. I plan to take some time off to evaluate the next chapter of my life. I assumed the plan would involve an early retirement with some board and volunteer work.
Mhm.
Well, my retirement started on March 1st, 2020.
Uh-oh.
We all know what happened. COVID shut us down, California, on March 17th. It
Hmm.
was probably the worst time anyone could choose to retire, as I couldn't do anything but be locked down in my own house. It was like a house arrest for pretty much the rest of that year. I had to
Hmm.
cancel my international travel plans and, like everyone else, limit my contacts with family and friends. I'm an optimist. I really thought this would just blow over in 8 to 10 weeks and we all will be back to normal.
I totally relate to that because I felt the exact same way.
Yep. So during
Hmm.
this time, I learned about FLG from a former colleague of mine, Stephanie Roberts, who had been with the firm for about 3 years.
Hmm.
I met you and other FLG partners via Zoom. Remember, it was all
Hmm.
Zoom,
Yep.
and started this long and thorough interview process with FLG. And then I recall you invited me to drive down to Santa Barbara, which was the
Hmm.
halfway point between San Francisco and LA, to meet you in person for the first time.
Yep.
We were wearing masks, sitting outside for that luncheon
I
meeting.
remember it was at Lucky's in Montecito.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It sure brings back some of our COVID memories, and we definitely lived through some interesting times, didn't we? Huh?
Yep.
I became more interested as I learned more about each partner and their high satisfaction with the firm, as well as its strong reputation and client base. So then I joined the firm September 2020 and have never looked back. Well, given my background and my focus has been largely in the consumer space, direct to consumer, both retail and online stores, in various industries, actually all industries, serving both private and public companies. Since I started during COVID, my earlier assignments were 100% remote, which was nice.
Hmm.
Um, we had nice tops on the top. You can wear a nice blouse and sweats at the bottom. And
Which
there
is
were
what I'm doing now.
Yeah, okay, okay, good. So my first two clients were based in New York, and I just had to get up early and work the East Coast hours. I had some really fascinating engagements with 8 different companies since I joined the firm. My notable assignments included assisting with an IPO for Compass Real Estate that was valued over 8 billion at IPO, and building the financial practice of a nonprofit entity called Operation Gratitude. My other assignments have included brands like Intermix, a luxury brand sold by Gap Inc. to,
Hmm.
to a PE firm in a carve-out transaction. And then there was a family-owned global shoe company called Keen Footwear. My most recent and all-time favorite assignment was an interim CFO role for a beauty and fashion brand Goop, founded and led by Gwyneth Paltrow.
I can only imagine how fun or interesting that must have been working at Goop because I know they have a wide SKU collection, and to work for such a charismatic leader must have been a great assignment. And I will say that, Jennifer, since you started in 2020, you have had a myriad number of some very complex assignments, and you've done terrifically. And I know as your managing partner, right, that your CEOs and clients clearly love working with you, and they oftentimes want you to remain in place for longer than they initially scoped, right? So, as such, tell us what are some ways you work to build trust with your CEOs? Because that's so integral, right, to having a good relationship with them. Because sometimes, as you know, you need to deliver bad news, make hard decisions. CEOs who are eternal optimists typically don't like that. So it can be hard to accomplish the trust and the building of trust with the people who matter most. So tell us your secret sauce or how you've come about being able to build this trust.
Yeah, no, thanks for asking this very important question, Lorraine. In order for me to be successful in my CFO role, I really have to build this great working relationship and trust with my CEO. This is not an option, but it's a must.
Mhm.
It will take some time to build this relationship, but I make it my highest priority. There are several things I do to build this relationship, which ultimately would lead to trust. First, I try to learn the org structure and business as quickly as possible so that I can start assessing the issues and proceed to problem solving. You got to start adding value quickly. That's the point.
Absolutely.
Yep, right. Second, I focus on building relationships not only with my CEO, but with the CEO's direct reports and my peers, as I would have to work closely with this group, and having their trust and respect is critical to building my credibility with the CEO and the
Absolutely.
company. Third, I focus on listening, which is an area I'm still working to improve as I'm a talker.
Same here. Same here.
Right? I need to patiently listen before I jump to a conclusion and recommendations. Lastly, I strive to be a thoughtful leader and a trusted partner to my CEO. I mean, this means I have to have the courage to speak up when I disagree, which, we all disagree from
Will
time to
happen.
time. Yep, it
Absolutely.
happens. And making the tough calls when it's needed.
Hmm.
I still remain very close to most of the CEOs I work with, as this special bond doesn't just go away because my engagement has ended. I check in on them from time to time, and they're happy to hear from me.
So that's terrific, Jennifer. So clearly you've mastered, right, the art of how to build trust. So let's shift now to leadership and your own style, because this is going to be very important as you take on the managing partner role at FLG. So first, how would you describe your leadership style? And then second, tell us some lessons learned along the way that have shaped you into the leader you are today.
Yeah. So my leadership style has evolved over time as I'm constantly tweaking to make improvements based on learnings and feedback. So in
Hmm.
my earlier years, I was really serious, seeking perfection, very much hands-on, and tried to lead by example.
Hmm.
Um, I'll give you another example here. If I want my team to show up early for work, I would get to the office super early, be the first to arrive, and usually last to leave. I no longer base my team's effectiveness on how many hours they put in the office because I learned that flex hours can work well for many. People work all hours. Some like to start early, some log in at, late at night to continue their work. With the COVID situation, we all had to trust that the employees were being productive working from home, and a hybrid work environment has emerged since then. My leadership style today is to empower my direct reports and the team to do their jobs and be fully accountable for their actions.
Hmm.
I hold people to high standards and help them own their responsibilities. I'm an engaged and outgoing leader with a good sense of humor, and I like to have fun at work. I bring positive energy and optimism to work, but I do have a realistic understanding of how we have to run a business. I'm a straight shooter and I can make tough decisions with confidence. I believe the years of experience has helped to build this confidence. And, with age and experience comes the wisdom, right?
Absolutely.
I'm also showing more empathy and genuine concern for those around me, which I had to work on over the years. I was so focused on delivering, sometimes you forget to show, the care for those around you.
Absolutely.
Lastly, I remain composed under pressure, especially in a crisis or challenging situation, and stay focused on demonstrating my three C's: calm, commanding, and confident.
I love all these observations about your style because, I've gone through a similar trajectory. First, perfection, right? You have to be the good girl, the one that is succeeding at her best because you have to prove yourself, right? And then as you grow older and more experienced, as you've learned, you have to really be empathetic, be an empathetic listener, particularly to your subordinates, and understand what makes them tick. And I have found that once you figure that out, do they need to stay home on Fridays to take care of a child? Do they need to, work from home 2 days a week? Do they need whatever resources available to them? Once you figure that out, it makes it so much easier. You really gain people's trust, and people want to then, right, always come with you to that next job, which is
Yep.
important, right? That ability to
Yep.
persuade and influence. So great observations to have our audience learn about your leadership and management style, which is certainly going to come in handy for your next role as our managing partner. And for the audience, Jennifer is taking on that role February 1st, and it's a really tough job. She became our managing partner by vote in October. It was a unanimous vote. And I know that the partners are so excited about your upcoming tenure. So, the attributes that you discussed in the conversations earlier about trust, empathy, leadership, and being able to make tough calls are those that are completely required to be managing partners. So that's why I feel so confident that you're going to take on the role with true aplomb. So, about FLG and your role, tell us about your vision for the firm. Where do you want to take the firm as it goes forward?
Yeah. Well, first, I'm truly honored and very excited to be voted as the next managing partner for FLG. Lauren, you've done an outstanding job managing the firm for the past 5 years, and I know these are big shoes to fill for me. We achieved record revenue and excellent results under your leadership. I would like to build on this success and take FLG even a notch higher in our performance.
Mhm.
My key priorities for the first year, which I've shared with our FLG partners, are as follows. First, conduct a listening tour to assess the health of the firm and obtain feedback from each partner to make sure that I'm making all the necessary improvements where needed and execute on the new ideas. Second, I really believe FLG brand is an incredible brand, but not everyone knows this today. So
Mhm.
to continue to focus on improving our brand awareness. And third, I will continue to build and maintain a robust pipeline of engagements for our partners, since our business is really built on almost 100% on referrals, right, Lauren?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm counting on our current and past clients, CEOs, board members, VCs, PEs, to really continue to help to grow this business and refer business our way. Four, continue to recruit the most qualified candidates to FLG, probably the one of the most important priority for me,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And then embracing and continue to promote diversity and inclusion. Lauren, you brought our firm to 40% diversity rate at this point, which is amazing. But I like to aim for 50% over the next few years.
Absolutely. You can do it for sure.
And then, we will encourage and enable our partners for best, sharing of the information. We have over our 30 partners combined experience over 600 years in total with industry focus in healthcare, tech, and consumer. There's a vast knowledge base sitting in our partners, and we help each other out all the time. And then lastly, well, I would promote partnerships and collaborations with other service providers that can be mutually beneficial. My goal is to keep the reputation of FLG as a preeminent consulting CFO shop going strong and continue to attract and retain top talent. I would love to see our FLG partners strive and meet their financial goals, and they keep their clients happy and successful. Happy clients, they'll come back, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Lastly, I want to ensure that we have expanded our reach well beyond California to serve companies in other key US markets and also globally in some cases, as we have done in the past. I truly believe there's no other consulting firm that measures up to FLG, and I'm so proud to be the next managing partner for FLG.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. This is a great foundation of priorities for you and FLG going forward. And I have every confidence that you're going to lead the firm towards, continued great success and even more so. So I want to thank Jennifer for joining us today and for the audience as well. So for the audience's ears, we hope that you subscribe to our newsletter. And if you don't, please go to our website and press the link to join. We have about 6,000 subscribers, and it's a great way to get news not only about FLG, but great content that we provide to our audience. And then please join us for future FLG events, which will now be spearheaded by Jennifer, such as our Fireside Chat series, our workshops, and these are always posted on our newsletter and our website. So thank you again, audience, for joining us, and thank you, Jennifer, and good luck.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.